Okay, we're live again. I apologize about that. Madden just, it chooses to crash sometimes. Madden's mean. Okay. Everything's saved. I've had this issue plenty of times throughout Madden 22. Everything is saved and it's all good, so we don't have to redo anything. Audio's good. All right, so we're back. So this is the sim save file. So we're going to sim into the playoffs. We're going to look at the standings. And then we'll go through the playoffs. We can briefly look at stats, although, again, I don't want this to be too long because we have 2 full weeks to get through. But, oh, good God. Right. Oh, that part saved? Oh, that's too funny. It said it crashed, and then I said that. So that's kind of funny. You forgot to turn your face. How can I forget to turn it on if it's not set up in the first place? I would show teams, but we don't really have time. I made sure everybody's depth chart was 100% correct, so just trust me, I guess. It cut while I said, okay, there you go. Yeah, it sims faster, I feel like, an offline franchise this year, because online goes really fast. This is offline. We're already about halfway done. Huskies and play. Well, the last simulation I did yesterday, the Huskies made the OFL Bowl. So honestly, anything is possible. So far, Madden in all 3 sims we've had has only had rookie quarterbacks win the OFL Bowl, either Dan or Andy Morrison. And I was saying that whichever rookie quarterback won the OFL Bowl, the other one always won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Because the first one, the Ravens won the OFL Bowl. Andy Morrison won Rookie of the Year. The second 2 I did. The Broncos won the OFL Bowl, and Dan won Rookie of the Year. So we'll see if that holds up here. Yeah, this is the 4th and final sim that we're doing. Am I the best GM after watching Moneyball? Not better than me. Are you going to get 32nd place? I mean, one of the 3 sims we did had Justin Fields winning MVP. I think you guys made the playoffs at least twice. You guys did better than I expected throughout all 3 sims. So maybe that's a good sign. Okay, so we're going to go by the standings. Wow, the Tigers didn't make the playoffs. The Tigers have done well every time. AFC North, they have the Browns winning the division. So 3 out of the 4 times Cleveland has done really well. The Ravens at 8-9. Baltimore's done very well throughout these sims. The Wizards have done pretty well. The Tigers have done good too, but not this one, I guess. New England has been one of the bigger surprises. I think they've won the division every time. The Jets have been one of the more disappointing teams throughout the sim. I don't think they've made the playoffs once. Oh my God! All 4 teams in the West made the playoffs. And this is funny because in the 3rd sim that I did yesterday, all 4 teams in the West had at least 10 wins. So now they all have at least 11 wins. So clearly the AFC West is going to be really good. NFC North, what? All 4 teams? How is this possible? The Bears got the #1 seed. We go 12-5. We got the #1 seed in all 3 sims that I did yesterday, but not today. This is the first time I've seen all 4 teams in the same division make the playoffs, and it happened twice. That's wild. So the Lions and the Huskies are both in. The Saints win the South, although Carolina did pretty well yesterday. It seemed like Carolina and New Orleans were consistently the top 2. The Bats win the NFC East. The Bats kind of struggled throughout the sims. The Black Knights and the Giants were consistently the top 2 teams in the East. Then in the West, the 7-10 San Francisco 49ers. The sim seems to hate the Rams, and I don't know why. So this is as drunk as it gets. This is why I'm really enjoying these preseason sims, because they are just wild. Okay, so we'll take a look at the playoff bracket with all the wild cards from the same divisions, somehow, some way. I don't know how any of this makes sense, but yeah, we'll take a brief look at the awards and the stats. Do you guys want to sim right to the OFL Bowl, or do we want to do round by round? Because we can do either way. Who do we think won MVP? We'll do it by passer rating. That's the best way to do it. Matt Corral had a great year. Russ, Burrow, Prescott, Malik, Jordan Love. There's Dan. We won't go through everybody. Oh, dear Lord. That's a lot of yards. And a lot of touchdowns. Okay, have yourself a year, Joe. Dalvin Cook also with 22 touchdowns. Chris Godwin led in yards. Catches went to N'Keal Harry. Okay, that's an interesting one. Touchdowns, Stephon Diggs. Okay, at least that makes a little more sense. N'Keal Harry led in catches. Sacks, Prince Tegawanago, Taylor Decker, and Trevor Penning. Defense, we got to do that by conference. AFC sack leader. Who had like 25? 29! Oh my lord! Jadeveon Clowney had 29 sacks! Jesus Christ! How about in the NFC? Dante Jackson with 6 picks. 22.5 for Myles Garrett. Okay, at least that's normal. These Sims are so much fun because they're so weird. 29 sacks for Jadeveon Clowney. Well, they gave Dalvin Cook the MVP over Mixon. That's interesting. But, I mean, some of these playoff teams, 4 teams in the AFC West, 4 in the NFC North, and everybody in the NFC West had double-digit losses. Dan won Offensive Rookie of the Year, so that means the Broncos are going to make the OFL Bowl, right? Because that's how it has worked in the other Sims that we've done. Clearly, Denver's going to be really good, which doesn't surprise me. I like their roster a lot. Clowney was on the MVP board? Hold on, I got to see that. He absolutely deserves it. He was 6th. He 100%. How does he have a 20,000 legacy score? That doesn't make sense, but okay. He had to have gotten like 15,000 of those points this year. But, I mean, Clowney 100% does. If someone gets 29 sacks this year, I'm putting them in the MVP race. So he 100% deserves it. But I don't know if I've ever seen that for myself where a defensive player is in the top 6. So, if these 4 Madden Sims have told us anything, this season is going to be really weird. And I am here for it. He had 29 sacks. And it's not even like an obvious player. It's Jadeveon Clowney. Can these Sim predictions be the meme of the season? Tell you what, they'll probably be in the running. That's for sure. Since I don't have the well, the game would have signed you a kicker automatically. So you're not going to have, like, horrible kicking stats. You're just I don't think Washington made the playoffs once in any of these 4 Sims. So either you guys aren't going to be good, or Madden is just trying to tease you. All the playbooks are edited. I did that with the depth charts. Fully expecting San Francisco to beat us because that's how logic works. The Niners apparently own us, and since they had 10 losses, Madden's going to have us lose. Oh, we won! Oh my lord. It's literally the AFC West and the NFC North. You cannot make this stuff up. The 4 teams in the AFC West are representing the AFC, and the 4 teams in the NFC North are representing the NFC. You cannot script this any better. How does that make sense? I'm literally crying. This is too funny. This is the drunkest Sim I've done, and let me tell you, the other ones were really drunk. I don't think we're ever going to see that again. Yeah, which divisions are going to be in the OFL Bowl? Wow, Denver lost. So we've got the Diablos, the Chiefs, the Bears, and the Vikings. The Vikings have consistently done well, but we've never won an OFL Bowl in these Sims. Denver won twice, so we're going to have a new champion, it looks like. Who's in the OFL Bowl? Show me the purple. The Chiefs and the Vikings, yes. Meals is still the Chiefs coach, yes. All right, let's see who they have winning the OFL Bowl. Will it be Kansas City or will it be Minnesota? It's about damn time. The Vikings win the OFL Bowl after all that. Khalil Mack wins the Super Bowl MVP. Here are all the awards. Cook and Jadeveon Clowney, of course, headline. Dan was the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Arion Graham of the Bison wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I just want to look at this playoff picture one more time because we will never see this again. Not stats, I want schedule. We will literally never see this again. This is unbelievable. 4 teams from the same division in both conferences, no less. All in the divisional round. Yeah, watch me win 4 games now after all this. Okay, so now we can actually start. Although I could do these sims all day and find a way to have a blast. Is it going to crash? Oh, it didn't. Great. Okay. So this one should have us back at week 1. Yes. All right, that means I did it right. Good. Okay, so the week 1 game. Can you see McNutt? He exists. There he is. Boperino McNutt, all 46 overall of them. So the winning game was and Boperino McNutt is your starter, or wherever you put him. I made sure the depth chart was right. So the week 1 winning game was the Ravens and the Browns. We've got Dan versus Cleveland, who Madden thinks is going to be pretty good, winning the division 3 out of 4 times. And the Ravens performed pretty well in our 4 sims, including winning the OFL Bowl in the first one. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2, so we will use the Cleveland Browns. After we look at his stats real quick. Says we'll never see it again. It happens again. If that happens again, I'll punch myself on the balls on camera 5 times. We haven't even started the season, and I already think we have our meme of the year. Hector's got to say something really stupid to beat that. He's a 14 overall as a speed rusher, and the lowest rating you can get is a 12. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to connect the other controller so the Ravens can pick their jerseys. I know Nick already said his. Brown on orange. Is that the regular ones? No. This is honestly kind of clean. Oh, the other controller's dead. Hold on. Okay, there we go. You say that's a clean combo every time I wear it. Well, that's because I'm right every time. All black. All right, so now we are ready to go. 2 of the higher-rated teams in the league, and 2 teams that are projected to do pretty well, although they were both quite bad last year. Cleveland underperformed, winning only 7 games, and Russell Wilson's... We have an echo. Hold on. I forgot to press the button on the controller. Now we don't have an echo. So as I was trying to say, the Browns underperformed, winning 7 games last year, facing off against the team with the worst record in the league, the Ravens, who are quite good on paper, and now with Dan at quarterback, appear to be a lot better. The Browns are going to start on offense. Their offense has changed a little bit. They lost Deebo Samuel, but they added Devontae Smith. The Ravens' defense, for the most part, stayed pretty much intact. Did I do the stuff to Dan? Yeah, he's wearing, what was it, number 5? Yeah, I think he's wearing 5 now. If Dan wins today, I'll take AP History Octi. Make sure to remind me. Today is in he has to win this game or he has to win a game, considering he's playing in 2. Forgot to request... We can change numbers in season and stuff, so... It doesn't matter if he didn't do it here. He'll wear his ugly number for 2 games, and you can always change it as the Browns get the first down. Who's wearing... Oh, that's probably Chase. Yeah, Jamar Chase gets about 10. Cleveland's offense in watched games has had their lumps. Ban Mullins from the OFL. That way Apple can be quiet. That's a fun idea. You guys heard of Masked Kobe? It's time for number 16, Hector. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. What number is Legma Balls? I am not entirely sure. He's not 46. That's Will Anderson, I guess. The Browns quarterback is Russell Wilson. Who did you draft number 2? His name is Hugh G. Rection Sr. Say that fast 5 times out loud. I dare you. So Cleveland gets stopped. Good start by the Baltimore defense. So now we get to see the man, the myth, the legend. Denmark stayed a whole day in his shed for this man to be created. It's the number 1 pick, Dan, at quarterback. An 83 overall superstar X Factor who's only 20 years old with 98 throw power. He is quite good at football. Our king. Dan's first pass of his career. Oh, that would have been a touchdown if he had stayed in. That would have been such a perfect first career play. Not just his first career pass, his first career play. Still a solid gain of 29 for the new addition, Darren Waller, who was acquired from the Jaguars in the offseason. The man, the myth, more like the Dan, the myth, the legend, am I right? His second career pass is also a good one. I think that's Chris Olave to the 14. I'll fix his equipment after the stream if you need it. This team has already given me aid. It's like Cleveland's defense from last year just magically reappeared. This coverage is not looking good so far. 69 yards. Nice. Jamison Crowder is literally better than everybody on the Ravens. I mean, OFL Jamison Crowder, maybe, because he is quite good. 2nd and 1. They get the touchdown. I assume that's Waller. Who's 2? Oh, it's DJ Moore. I didn't really look at the stats throughout the long-term sim, or not the long-term sim, the preseason sims, but I was able to see the top 3 leaderboards pretty often, and I saw DJ Moore a lot. So Madden thinks DJ Moore is going to be really good. Can you find a reason? I don't think he's in the game. The only reason why I know who that is because you. So that first drive was only 4 plays. All of them were passes. And Dan looks like a natural. He looks like a natural. So not a great start for Cleveland, but we still have 3.5 quarters to go. I have no clue if Greg Dortch is in the game either. I really couldn't tell you. Dan is better than Brady. Facts. Did Tom Brady win a playoff game last season? Didn't think so. How did he lose to the Jets in a playoff game? That's a little bit embarrassing. Can I change one thing about my depth? I don't like to change depth charts midstream, so you can list it and then do it. I'll do it after week 2. Dan is, in fact, a man. Morrison isn't like Dan. No, Morrison only has 1 Offensive Rookie of the Year through our preseason sims, whereas Dan has 3. Therefore, Dan clears that fraud. Another stop. It's a 3 and out. Why does Cleveland's offense refuse to, try in watch games? And this is how it's been since year 1. Will your team be better? I mean, it's kind of hard to do worse than you did last year, so I would say by default. If a trade, I'll do trades midstream, but I don't do depth charts or schemes or anything like that. Unless the depth chart change has to deal with an injury or a trade, then I'll adjust how is needed. Okay, Dan deserves all the credit because it's had some really good throws, but this coverage is awful. They don't even look like they're trying. Remember last year we watched for Ravens Week 1 against San Francisco, and they killed the Niners. Albeit the Niners weren't all that good last year. But the Ravens are a team who is not that bad and watched. They just, at least last year, were bad in the sim. What is your record prediction? I mean, you guys did pretty well through the sims. I think you made the playoffs twice. You made an OFL Bowl once. So I would say 7 to 8 wins is pretty realistic. I think the DB coverage should already be at 100. I know for the Eagles series, at least for the CPU, I had the coverage at 100. So I'm pretty sure the coverage is already really high. I'm pretty sure for the user and CPU, I have it at 100 in the Eagles series. So I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have it like that here. What's your record prediction? I would say probably around the same range as the Huskies, just because I can't really trust Toronto or London to do well, because you both were bad last year. But the preseason sims suggested that both of your teams should be able to make big improvements. Oh, we have a strip sack, and it's picked up by the Ravens, but that'll knock them out of field goal range, and it's now 4th down. Who was that with the sack? I couldn't really tell. That looks like the defensive tackle. Is that... Who's 99? Is that Kinlaw? That's probably Javon Kinlaw. I wanted to pull out the Gus Johnson Ojabo, but I guess I can't do that. So that wraps up the first quarter. The Ravens look good. Dan through one quarter. He appears to be quite good at this football thing. So now we get to see the Ravens Week 18 quarterback from last year, Jordan Stout, on to punt it. And that's a touchback. Ojabo at a sack. I was looking at the chat. I didn't even notice. Hold on. That's probably why it was 3rd and long. So let me just find that real quick. Hold on. Okay, there we go. We got her Ojabo in there. Yeah, Nikola Tesla's the co-owner of Elon Musk. How did you know? Spot on. 1st and 10. What a great idea. Just throw it right to the sidelines. That's like the exact recipe for disaster. Did you like ODFL week? Well, I haven't really gotten time to look. So maybe I will after the stream, but I have not had time. Stream froze. Is it bad for everybody? Hopefully not. We already had one issue with the stream, and we started 20 minutes ago. Actually, more like 30 minutes ago at this point. Nothing we do makes any sort of sense. This season about to be painful for recount. Well, if the preseason sims from Madden suggest anything, you could be right. But we'll see. Russ off his back foot. Heaves up a prayer downfield. That's going to be a defensive pass interference. Although that wasn't really a catchable ball to begin with. So there was contact. But that seemed overthrown. So do with that what you will. But I don't think that was catchable. It was close, so I don't think it's a horrible call, but I don't know. It was debatable. And now Cleveland has new life. They have it at the 13-yard line. Russ under pressure. I believe that could be any of their X-Factor pass rushers. I don't know. That looked like Buckner, but it could be Will Anderson. They called it defensive pass interference while the offensive player was out of bounds. Madden logic. Don't be shy. Ask you what question? I'm confused. Is your roster better? Yes, definitely. The quarterback situation's a lot better because Jordan Love is good in Madden Sim, although he hasn't been good in OFL 22. But I think your roster as a whole is better. I mean, the receiving core looks quite nice. Nice kick. I'm a little bit worried about your defense, though, but I think your offense should be a lot improved. The hardest one I've ever been asked. The hardest question Hector has ever been asked. Ooh, I have a good one. Which country does your team play in? Dan better than Russ? I can't really argue that. So far, Dan has looked like a machine, and Russ is not throwing anything beyond, like, 6 yards. We don't need to see highlights game. We know Dan is really good. Mexico, because Hector is from Mexico. Okay, good. You got that right. Wink, wink. We're somewhere in the USA. So you're saying Toronto is in the USA? Okay, let's get even more specific. Oh, you don't. I was about to ask what state Toronto is in, but you don't know that. Okay. No, he's the Toronto Huskies. Everyone's favorite American team, the Toronto Huskies. Land of the brave, home of the three. Totally an American team. How does your offensive line look? You're concerned about the right side, but center, left. I really don't remember what your offensive line looks like. I know your defensive line's good, but I mean, I guess I could pull up your depth chart real quick. Hold on. Jesus, take the wheel. All right, let's see who London has on your offensive line because I don't remember. Dillard, Quentin Spain, Jackson. Who's Mal? I don't know who Mal is. Oh, that might be like an abbreviation. And Mitchell. I mean, on paper, that doesn't look the greatest, but the offensive line is not one of the more important positions in Madden Sim, so you're probably fine. We need to make a Dan adult. I mean, 20 is an adult. He can't drink, though. Dan can't drink, but he is a legal adult. He is 8 for 8. Good God. Who is your favorite Japanese in Germany from the... I just had a stroke reading that. Oh, that's Jonah Jackson. Oh. At center. Yeah, Jonah Jackson's quite good. Oh, a cult. I feel like we're already a Dan cult. At this point. Is Mal an abbreviation for High Vitae? I don't know what team High Vitae is on. So, is it him? How do you feel about my new roster? I feel like your team should be improved on paper, especially if Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. Russell Wilson has completed 5 passes and has 17 yards. Good God. But as I was trying to say, I like the Niners roster. I think the wide receiving core should be a lot of fun. Excited to see what John Vincent does in year 2. Khalil Lawrence should be quite good. And obviously Nick Chubb is always an MVP candidate. Who covered him? Now they choose to take a shot down the field, and it's Tommy Tremble. How do you feel about your roster? I feel like you guys were close enough to the OFL Bowl in a questionable division to where you could have always just gone all in. But since you're a new coach and you want your guys on the team, I also kind of get it at the same time to sort of build your own team rather than the one Madden already had for you. So I can't totally blame you for that. Record prediction for the Cardinals. I think before the long-term... I keep calling them the long-term sims. Before the preseason sim, I probably would have said 6 wins, but Arizona, I think, exceeded my expectations throughout the preseason sim, so I would probably say more like 8 or 9. Because the Niners appear to still be questionable. Madden apparently really does not like the Rams, and Seattle would still be my guess to win the division, but we'll see. Yeah, and you got plenty of picks, so you'll have an opportunity to get young guys. There's Javonte Williams to the 29. That wasn't really a short, deep pass. That was more so just a good play after the catch. Imagine if Cleveland has the lead at halftime after all this. I think Madden AI hates the Jaguars. I can't really argue with that at this point. Describe our draft class in one word. We're going to do the thing that Hector's parents should have done when creating him. Protection. That would be the word to describe your draft class, because you're protecting your quarterback. That was way too easy of a joke. Madden AI hates the Colts. I don't know if I would... I mean, the Colts never went overly far last year, but they were always good. More so because Eddie Small is like the greatest thing ever. 3rd and inches, they should probably run the ball. Although the Ravens might be ready. They're probably going to stack the box. Or not! Okay, yeah, Cleveland should run the ball up the middle. They'd be kind of stupid not to. That's exactly what I was expecting them to do. That is exactly what I was expecting. And he throws it away. They should go for it. QB sneak, fullbacks dive. What are they doing? Cleveland's their play calling today has been horrible. What are they trying to accomplish? I heard my parents were siblings once. Oh, so they were siblings, now they're not. How does that work? What do you think of your drafts? I think you do... I feel like out of all the coaches, you're definitely one of the best ones when it comes to not only having good luck with scouting, but always using your scouting information and making sure you prioritize the players who you scouted highly, like Jason Davis this year, for example. Even if he wasn't the most highly rated, you knew he was an X factor. You prioritized getting him. So I feel like you had another pretty strong class. Yeah, since year one, the Browns' play calling has been terrible, and you've switched around playbooks and stuff. So I have no idea why that is the case. There's Dan's first incompletion. But I don't know why Madden seems to hate Cleveland's offense in watch games this year. It really does not make sense to me. What would you do if I just jumped out of your closet right now? Well, apparently you think I live in Michigan, so I'm not really concerned about that possibility. Rate every single move. I don't know every single move you made. How about this? The Trayvon Mullen move was pretty good. Does that inflate your ego? Stop running screens. Yeah, the Ravens have had a few questionable plays too, but their offensive coordinator looks like Einstein compared to whoever's calling plays for Cleveland. Rate every move you've made. I mean, you've only been here for a few days, and I still can't think of every move off the top of my head. You definitely live... What does North mean? Like, North is in bordering Canada, which is where the Huskies play, by the way. Or, like, North is in, like, the northern half of the country, because those are two different things. The accent. I have a northern... I mean, I guess I don't have a southern accent. Every single move I've made in OFL history. Well, you made your first move. I remember that one quite well. And on paper, it was questionable, as we all know. What's a border? It's, how do I just describe it to someone who has the mental capacity of a 2-year-old? It's like a line that you put in the middle of something. Like, in your case, you put a border in the middle of your house. So, your mom has one half, and your dad is the other half. And kids, that's how a divorce works. The draft class where you got Bijan, Brzee, and yours truly might be the best draft, might be the best class of the OFL so far. I feel like, on paper, probably. We still have to see more of how those guys develop, particularly Bijan Robinson. You have a border in your butt. Good! Exactly! Exactly. It's just like that. See? He's getting it. You know who's not getting it? Cleveland's coverage. I feel like Cleveland is a very good team on paper, and they should be good in sim this year, but whenever we watch one of their games, all their coaches take a shot of Hennessy before the game, and that's why they're so brain dead. That's my hypothesis, and I think that I have a lot of evidence to back that up. On both sides. It's not just an offense thing. The defense today has been horrible. I don't know how the Ravens only have 7 points. Browns coaching staff living in the 80s, and apparently they're living with J.R. Smith, too. Minnesota north is like, that's like super north. So, no, I don't live like super, super north. Leave. We discriminate. We do not discriminate Oklahoma. Or maybe Hector does, but I don't think everyone else does. Remind me how Cleveland's down by 1 again? I don't know how Cleveland is down by 1. That makes no sense to me. Predict your team this year. It seemed like in the preseason sims, you guys were around the middle of the pack for the most part. So I would say in what should be a weakish division, I think 8 to 10 wins is probably realistic for the Beats. Particularly depending on the quarterback play. Do we get year 1 Joe Burrow or do we get year 2 Joe Burrow? Because those are two different players. What is David Edwards' contract? It's probably not very big. Because there aren't many super big contracts. Unless he was a free agent last year, which I don't think he was, then he's probably not on like a super big deal. He's probably on a short one too. As the Ravens get the touchdown, is that DJ Moore again? Yep. So it's now 14-6. Someone said in your Instagram group chat they live in Wyoming, and I said Wyoming doesn't exist. Somebody's paying attention. You, sir, no ball. Good. You could have an all-99 overall team, and my result would still be this. Yeah, I guess you can't stop your coaches from smoking a pound of blow before the game, so not even a whole 99 team could do that. There are 4 people around him, and he's still wide open. I feel like you're doing this next offseason wrong if you don't splurge. This is the first offseason where the free agency is going to be loaded, and the next offseason, the free agency is going to be even better. Where's Reggie? Oh, Reggie's here. His name isn't Reggie, though. Although we can call him Reggie. What's good, Reggie? What's for a Hector award so far? You haven't said anything like super crazy. J.R. Smith, did he throw the soup or was that Kevin Porter Jr.? One of those two threw soup. I think it was J.R. who threw soup. So yeah, I don't think he threw it at Adam Silver, but you're right about J.R. throwing soup. I think. Yeah, the Beats are like the total opposite of Browns. The Beats are only good in watched games, and Browns are only good when they're not being watched. What happens if we combine the Beats and the Browns? That sounds like a fun experiment. Kevin Porter Jr. did some weird stuff in Cleveland, too. I don't know if it was throwing soup, but he did something kind of similar. He did ask what a border was. That is true, but I'm expecting Hector to say something even more wild. Bad and watch, bad and sim. Yeah, but in the preseason sims we did this year, you guys did pretty good. So, of course, that means in the one that counts, you guys are going to manage to win 7 games because that's just how logic works. You have the theory that white people are holograms. That's not even dumb. That just might be true. Cleveland's finally starting to move it. You have factual facts. I'm intrigued. What are your factual facts that we are all holograms? Because you might be right. How many tiers are there between EA and the person that EA hates the second most? I would say at this point you have to be number 1. There are some people who are close, but I don't think it can really be argued that Nick is number 1. Since I'm a hologram, I can rob a bank and not work anymore. Yeah. How would you rank this year's GMs based on moves solely because EA is drunk? Oh, nice touchdown for Tommy Tremble. Who would I say is the best GM? I mean, if you include the fantasy draft, I would probably biasly put myself number 1. Who would be number 2? I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of coaches who have been smart this year, and they've just been super unlucky. This game is somehow tied. How does that make any sense? Apple I don't think we can put Apple at number 2. Maybe since OFL 21 started, I would probably put you number 2. But, I mean, if we count OFL 20, no. But if we're only counting 21 and 22, I think putting you at second would be pretty fair. Hell, I would make an argument you could be 1. But if we include OFL 20 and OFL 19, then probably not. Talent is here to save the day. The Ravens have talent, too. They're like an 87 overall. They're not some slouch. How do the Browns have more total yards than them? That makes no sense to me. I feel like the Ravens have been so much better. I guess the Ravens just haven't really capitalized on their opportunities, clearly, because they're not winning. What's good, Giddy? What's good, Colin? I feel attacked. What? How would you rank you as a GM? I would say pretty high. I don't know where, but probably somewhere in the top 5. Compare me to an NFL head coach. I have a mean answer. Do you want the mean answer? Because the thing I'm thinking in my head is 12-year-old John Gruden. Don't find anything mean. Okay, good. So you won't be offended by that. Bill O'Brien. I don't think Hector's Bill O'Brien because Hector, when it comes to his team building, he's not a total idiot. Yeah, I think it's a little bit harder to rank some of the newer people. Like, Bakker's been here for a while, so I know that he is a very good GM. I think Denmark and SGYT have done a good job so far, but it is a little bit harder to rank them because they have not been here for as long. What did 12-year-old Gruden do? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm just saying, like, he's John Gruden, but if John Gruden was 12. So, like, an immature version of John Gruden, which says a lot because John Gruden is not the most mature person on the planet. We want to see Dan run, and he gets, like, 6. Octi ignores your hi. I said hi when you first came in. I said hi to you and Colin at the same time because you both came in at the same time. You're not 12, though. I mean, I'm not saying you're 12. I'm saying if John Gruden was 12. You've done too. Yes, you've done good, too. I just didn't mention you because you didn't ask. But, yeah. You're up there with those guys, too. Did you know that I traded 2/3, a 5th for Galladay, Galladay for a 1, and a 1 from... Wow, I didn't know that! Wink, wink. Octi. I'm not ignoring people on purpose. There's a lot of messages, which isn't a bad thing. Dark Horse Coach of the Year, me. Well, if your team is good, then you never know. What's good, Gary? Welcome in. 3rd and 1. They get the stop. Number 20. Who's 20? Is that Barone McKinley? Hell yeah! Go Ducks! 4th and 2 at the 38. What are they going to do here? You could make the rationale that they could go for it, kick a field goal, or punt. I think they're going to kick, and I think they're going to regret it. They are going to kick. That actually doesn't look too bad. He drills it from 55. Who's the Ravens kicker again? I don't remember. I know they have Jordan Stout as their punter. I did not think he was going to make that kick. Good for you. Can we just not do a challenge tonight? That'd be great. Now, just because of that, Nick's going to do a challenge. Jason Sanders. That explains why he made it, because Jason Sanders is good. Okay. Yeah, this is week 1. Although, Giddy, you missed the last the last preseason prediction thing that we had Madden do. Madden had you guys finish last in the division again, but Madden had you guys make the playoffs because they had everybody in the AFC West make the playoffs. Because, you know, Madden likes to do drugs and all that. No, it's week 18. Everybody's just tied each other. That's why everybody's 0-0. Everybody's just tied. 3rd and 5, they get the first. It's one of the superstar receivers. I don't know which one because they had 3. 89. Is that Devontae Smith? Because I don't think Waddle wears 89 here. Yep. It is Devontae Smith. Since Waddle was drafted early, I imagine he got his number, so that's why it wouldn't be Waddle. Russ is under a lot of pressure, gets rid of it quickly. Is that Tremble again? Russ has looked a lot better as the game is going along. I'll give him credit. He has taken a few more shots downfield and has honestly been more accurate. There's Jamar Chase inside the 25. They're moving it. Russ is now going to go for the end zone, and it's incomplete. Octi, the type of guy to float when he smells pie. Like levitate float? What if the Ravens had Dan play on defense? 3rd and 4, they get the first down. I think that's Javonte Williams. I think Hoxie is a closeted Muslim. What makes you think that I'm a closeted Muslim? Make the Trayvon Mullins trade the meme of the year. You know what? I'm not going to do that. When do I say shoot? Oxy's the type of guy to have his eyes become hearts and go awooga awooga when he sees hot women. That's funny. Oxy's the type of guy to sing Dancing Queen in the shower. No, I'm more of a bathtub person. Oh my word, did he just intercept that off of his back? I just looked up right as he was making that play. Did it go off of his back and he caught it? I need to see that replay again. He literally had that right in his hands 4 times. Jamar Chase bobbled it at least 4 times. That's really, really bad. Terrell Burgess got the interception, so the Ravens have it of a 1, but I think they would rather this than Cleveland scoring. That girl is me. Octi be like N'Kobe Dean. Why would I choose N'Kobe Dean? Octi seems like the type of guy to smoke weed with his buddies every Tuesday. I seem like the last type of person who would do that. But one time we don't run it when we're inside of 5. Preseason Jamar is back. The 4 drops he had in the preseason, he just did all 4 of them there. Octi's the type of guy to get slapped by a girl and say, I deserved that. Jesus. 3rd and 6. This is for the ball game. Okay, why do these receivers just refuse to catch? I don't think he would have gotten it, but when Octi laughs with his friends, he says, oh man, I needed that. What is that supposed to mean? That's a nice punt. Cleveland is a timeout in a minute 26 of a 42-yard line. That's more than enough time. So Ezekiel Elliott not catching the ball, I don't think was the difference between them getting and not getting the first down, but it gives Cleveland an extra timeout because they would have had to use one. Octi's the type of guy to ask a pretty lady to step on him and thank her later. I'm not that freaky. God. When he hears bad news, he says, "You might want to see this." Yeah, no. They already have it in field goal range. I don't remember who Nick's new kicker is, because I know they lost Big Nuts Lutz. Hopefully their new kicker happens to have big nuts. I don't think he's going to need a kicker with big nuts. Wow! Why is Tommy Tremble constantly the best player on their offense? I feel like this happens every time. Oh, that's Devontae Smith. Never mind. Devontae Smith comes down with an unbelievable catch. I guess Russell Wilson's been watching a little bit of the Eagles franchise, so he knows all you got to do is heave it up for Devontae Smith, and he's just going to come down and catch it. Yeah, that was a nice catch and a nice throw as well. Why did I think that was Tommy Tremble? I guess I'm not used to seeing Devontae Smith wear 89. The Ravens have all 3 timeouts in a minute. I think that's enough time. We'll see if they can actually, do it. If Cleveland actually wins this game, I will not know what to say. Because the Ravens have been by far the better team today. Except for the fourth quarter. Devontae Smith, you give me a huge erection senior. Do we trust Cleveland's defense to get a stop? Do I trust them is a different question of do I think it will happen. Do I trust them? Absolutely not. So we'll see if Dan has what it takes in his OFL debut to try to win his team the game. Field goal does nothing. They need a touchdown. They have 3 timeouts, about 53 seconds from the 18-yard line. And why are you throwing out routes within 4 yards? At least he's out of bounds and it stops the clock, but... Third and 7. Dan is sacked on the play by Javon Kinlaw, and now this is it. 4th and 15. I'm expecting at least 40 yards on this play. I can see it. I can already see it. Dan takes a shot downfield. Did I just say 40? Oh, I meant 87. My bad. Ezekiel Elliott takes it. Oh, 86. He takes it to the 1. I'm sorry. Wow. Who covered him again? Who was supposed to cover him? I don't know. So they're not in yet. They still got to get it here at the 1. 1st and goal. Dan looks to throw it. That's not going to help. They call time. This game is not over. The Ravens have not won this game. J-O-K, more like Jeremiah Owusu Frautamoa. 2nd and goal. Check down back to Zeke. Oh, he loses 4. 3rd and goal at the 9. This is no guarantee. All because Zeke couldn't bust that last gear and get in. The Ravens have 2 plays. Here we go. 3rd and goal at the 9. Dan, under pressure from a Jabo. He's going to throw it away. Oh boy, this is it. 11 seconds, 4th and goal at the 9. What a start to the OFL season. It comes down to this. Dan for the end zone, and it is caught, but out of bounds. And the Cleveland Browns are going to win the game. I need to see that replay again. Was he in bounds? Clearly not, but I think it was number 6, Olave. Okay, he got... Ooh! It hit the line. Wow! So the Ravens were probably about an inch away, because he got both feet down, but his toe is on the line. So this game was literally determined by a matter of inches. Not just on that play, but on the 87-yard catch by Ezekiel Elliott. That was determined by inches as well, because they were just at the 1-yard line. It is not rigged for Cleveland at all. The amount of times EA tried to shoot the Browns in the foot today, no. EA would never rig it for Nick. No. Shout out Dan Dutton for the win. His team didn't even play, but okay. Russ takes the final kneel down, and the Cleveland Browns win in one of the more exciting finishes you'll see. 21 17. Dan did play very well. If there's a reason for optimism here for the Ravens, Dan looks like the real deal. Kid can play. Kid could flat out play. 144.8 passer rating. He's pretty good. Russell Wilson was also pretty good down the stretch. He wasn't all that great during the game, but he was very good in the fourth quarter. Minus the interception, that was not his fault at all. It's because Jamar Chase has bricks on his hands. Zeke was better as a receiver than a runner. Javonte Williams had a good day on the ground. Tommy Tremble was quite good. So was Devontae Smith. Jalen Waddle's stat line here is like literally the Browns' offense before the fourth quarter in a nutshell. How did Jamar Chase have 0 drops? Did he not drop that interception? He had it in his hands 4 times. Zeke with 114 yards. Olave had a good game. DJ Moore scores twice. 6 pancakes for Elijah Vera-Tucker. Javon Kinlaw was really good. He had 2 sacks. Ajabo had the other one. Oh, that was Jamel Dean who had the pick. I thought it was Burgess. Graham Gano is for Browns kicker. Yeah, these are 2 of the better kickers. Can we take a moment to clown Trey? How does Madden not view that as a drop? He had it in his hands 4 times. Which one of those would have been the drop? Should have been all of them. Okay, so we are going to see. When do we play you? I don't remember, but I know we play you twice. All right, team, don't disappoint me, please. Who do we play? We play Seattle. Yeah, let's get revenge. Let's get revenge. All right, I didn't see any of the scores. The Bucks beat the Giants. This is surprising because the Giants were really good throughout the preseason sims. The Bucks were really bad, so this is kind of interesting. Derek Carr was quite good. Mac Jones was pretty average. Big old McCorkle. Saquon Barkley played well. DeAndre Swift was not good, but he scored twice. Devontae Adams, 9 for nearly 180. So it looks like both offenses were quite good. This Stephen Miller guy was really good throughout the preseason sims. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year at least twice. Oh! The Rams beat the Cardinals 31-7 with 21 points in the fourth quarter. So maybe the Rams just weren't good during preseason sims, and now that this is the one that counts, maybe they're good. We've not done the Pioneers game yet. DJ Uiagalelei was pretty good. Justin Fields was not pretty good. IT Thomas wasn't too bad. Antonio Gibson, 10 for 21, and he scored. Yeah, there's a reason why I traded for Najee Harris. Looks like there were a lot of sacks. 3 for Zadarius Smith. I know he won Defensive Player of the Year at least once in the one of the preseason sims. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins 21-20. Close game. Time to face the... It's one game. Justin Fields won an MVP in one of the preseason sims, so I'm not ready to give up on him. But he hasn't been good yet throughout all of OFL 22. But I'm still more than willing to see what happens with him this season. Both quarterbacks were solid. Emmett Barton, he's a rookie. 9 for 104 and a touchdown. 2.5 sacks for Savell Smalls. 1 for Clowney. So he's not on pace for 29. Did Shaq Barrett not have any? Shaq Barrett broke the sack record last year. Nope, he didn't have any. Do you think we win? I hope not, because you're in my division. The Diablos beat the Broncos, so all the teams who did really good in the preseason sims are losing today. Although the Diablos were pretty good. Baker Mayfield was quite good. Andy Morrison in his debut was fine. 28 away. Dalvin Cook played really well. Michael Thomas, 8 for 122. 3 sacks for Montez Sweat. Interception for Logan Wilson. The Shamrocks beat the Falcons 24-27. Two of the 2 teams who lost in the AFC and NFC championships last year. Both of these teams look a lot different, including a new quarterback. Why is Jared Goff starting? I don't think Bubba ever changed his depth chart. So that's not my fault. But here, I'm gonna double check to make sure I didn't make that mistake. I might just switch it to Boatwell anyway, because I assume that's what he's gonna want, because I think they have the same rating. But I'm 99% sure he did not put anything in depth charts, so this was not my mistake. Goff played well though, yeah, he did. Nope, nothing in depth chart from him. So It wasn't my fault. Jonathan Taylor with 100 yards. Chris Godwin, Jareth Stearns, and John Mechie all played well. Yeah, I don't think Boatwell would have done any better, but I imagine he would probably rather start Boatwell than Goff. Because I would start Boatwell over Goff. The Black Knights beat the Commies 28-19. Whoa, what? Jordan Love got hurt, was replaced by Chris Streveler, and he did really, really well. Why? Well, so we'll see what happened to Jordan Love. Aaron Jones with over 100 yards. DK Metcalf played well. I did hear Watson settled 20 lawsuits. I feel like that's a bigger deal than people are making it out to be. I said whose name wrong? Chris Streveler. It's Streveler. Is it Strevler? I thought it was Streveler. Streveler? Streveler. Okay. Chris Streveler. The Niners beat the Lions pretty convincingly, 31-14. Aaron Rodgers throws 2 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson with his favorite number as his passer rating. I'm sorry, that's a mean joke. Nick Chubb scores twice. Kenny Golladay back in Detroit, played pretty well. Khalil Lawrence 4 for 30, but his team won. That's all that matters. Only sack of the day was by Noah Sewell. Go Ducks. Miles Curtis with the pick. Oh, wow. The Huskies beat Brooklyn 33-14. Joe Burrow had a higher passer rating than Hector, though. Seems like both quarterbacks were pretty mid. Haskins has 99 kick power because of Streveler. Yeah, that's true. Trey Sermon played well. Bijan Robinson did not. Jamison Crowder plays like typical Jamison Crowder. Brian Brzee, 2 sacks, 1 for Alton Robinson. The Bison beat the Jaguars with a 22-point fourth quarter. So they would have been down 19-14. I guess that's not that crazy, the comeback. Jeff Sims, 4 touchdowns. How did Hugh G. Rection do? Well, I mean, Hector got sacked 3 times, so clearly not that well. But his team won. So clearly well enough. Dwayne Eskridge, did someone score 3 touchdowns? Pat Fryermuth, 8, 64, and 3. The beats are just for Browns, but in reverse. Well, how did the Browns win and watch today? Was there some kind of curse that was lifted? The Tigers beat the Jets 41-23, so they get revenge on the playoff loss last year. Tom Brady was really good. Elijah Chisholm was pretty average. Christian McCaffrey scores 3 times. Brendan Ayuk, 8 for 157 and a tutty. 3 sacks for Vita Vea and an interception for Asante Samuel Jr. The Panthers beat the Saints 43-24. Bryce Young and Trey Lance were both pretty solid. Actually, they were both quite good. Nobody really ran the ball well. Deuce in my pants ran the ball like he had a deuce in his pants the whole game. Justin Jefferson was quite good. Hector already... Dan literally performed better. Dan's team just happened to lose. Oh, whoa! What is this? 45-14. The Patriots demolish the Orlando Wizards. Trevor Lawrence was pretty good. Patrick Mahomes was certainly below his standards. How did New England get all these points? They just had random players score rushing touchdowns. That seems like the way New England would find a way to score 40 points. Garrett Wilson, 3 for 101. Brandon Cooks was pretty close. I feel like the Browns are going to either be gods and watch or make me want to commit war crimes. More times than not, the latter. The Pioneers defeat the Aviators 17-14. Jerome Diggs was okay. Carson Strong was not okay. Maybe the Aviators should have kept Jerome Diggs. Because they had Diggs, they traded him, and, well, the man who started over Diggs last year was not very good. Interceptions for Tariq Castro-Fields, Deion Jones, Bobby Okereke, and Andre Sisco. We also had 3 sacks for Andrew Van Ginkel. Last time New England scored that many times, they had 2 punt return touchdowns from... Oh, I remember that game. Yeah, Gunner. Oh, I don't know how to say his name either. Yay, we won! 24-17. The Vikings get the job done. Both quarterbacks are pretty bleh. So, was it Najee? No, it wasn't. He had a nice amount of rushing yards, but he didn't play all that well, so it would have been the defense who must have played really well. Wow, nobody was good on offense. What a boring game. Not a whole ton of sacks. Interceptions for Stingley, Kelvin Joseph, the criminal, and Josh Jobe. So he didn't even play all that well. It's just that Seattle didn't either. Is that everybody? We started with... Oh, we didn't see the Bats. Yeah, did we? No, we didn't. The Bears beat the Bats. No, the Bats beat the Bears 31-10. Y'all wanted to watch... I said I wanted to watch your game over my own. So, for the record, I was right. Kareem Hunt had a good game for Austin. Wow, there were literally no sacks. All right, that should be everybody. Yeah. Okay. So week 1 is in the books. We'll take a look at players of the week, standings, and then we'll move on to week 2. So the players of the week are Derek Carr, Darius Smith, Tom Brady, and Andrew Van Ginkel. We should do a poll and only have the Huskies up. Why is that a bad idea? Explain to me why that's a bad idea, because we could list all of the reasons. The Browns have the Shamrocks, one in the North. The Shamrocks didn't win the vote, so no. The Tigers and Bison won in the South. New England was the only team who won in the East. The Diablos, Pioneers, and Chiefs all win in the West. Vikings and Huskies win in the North. Panthers and Bucks in the South. Black Knights and Bats in the East. Rams and Niners in the West. We tied with Hugh Stewart. Who's Stewart? All right, so the game that won this week, we've got the Panthers and the Chiefs, two teams who won last week. So this should be fun. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. That would be Kansas City. We lost, but Dan won. That's all that matters. Game plan, elite quarterback. Who said Bryce Young was elite? What? He had one good week. Let's slow our roll here, guys. They don't really have any cool jersey combos. I guess we'll do all red. Neither coach here, though. Paint. Well, we can have our own fun. I'm a Bryce Young bandwagon because I had him winning MVP. Well, he had a good first week against... Was it New Orleans? I think it was New Orleans who they beat. Hola, Mr. Yeetus. So Carolina's going to start the ball. We got to look at Bryce Young. We got to look at their running back, Deuce in my pants, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still injured until week 5. Deuce in my pants, I guess, is also the kick returner, too. Josh Allen in the Chiefs jersey doesn't sit right with you. I don't blame you. Like I said, Hector MVP heard it here first. Yeah, no. No, Hector. The guy's name is Deuce in my pants. That's literally his name. I did not do a deuce in my pants. That's the guy's name. The Aviators lost 17-14. So, you guys had it close, but Carson Strong played pretty badly. I guess he's a double agent. This game's going to be hell of a... I feel like these two teams are fun, though. Bryce Young, I think, has bazooka. Josh Allen probably has some cool ability. So, let's hope this game is as good as the first one. The Commies did lose. They lost to London. This game's either going to be 14-10 or 45-44. Worried for 23 for 100 isn't that bad, though. I mean, that's not, like, great. But that's over 4 yards a carry. Might have just said deuce in my pants out loud and my mom was in the room. But luckily she didn't hear it. Good. This is why you should wear headphones, kids, when you're watching OFL streams, because you don't know what to expect. You should change your name to Hector Gaming. That sounds like a really bad idea. Because my name isn't Hector. Contrary to popular belief, apparently. Hectagonal. You know, that actually kind of sounds a little bit catchy, I'm not going to lie. 4th and 1, Carolina gets the stop. They're inside the 50. Go for it, no balls. They're not going to go for it. Wusses. That was not a very good punt. No black man is named Hector. I kind of expected it. Apparently I'm black now. The more you know. Here's Josh Allen, who threw for 3 touchdowns in a win last week over the Dolphins. Your mom caught me saying, launched a nuke downfield, and I said it was a football team. We were talking about nukes when we were watching the football team, so I guess it literally was a football team. That was a bad throw. Of course, the 2 signs we see are Panther signs. Get it together, Chiefs fans. Chiefs Kingdom, more like, Chiefs stink. That one was bad. I couldn't think of anything. Would you shut down OFL if I win by 40 against you? No, because I have good sportsmanship. I would cry myself to sleep that night, but that's why you wear headphones, kids. Chiefs fartdom. There you go. I nuked what? Can't nuke something that doesn't exist, to be fair. He said, rude. Of all the places that should be nuked in the United States, even I feel like Ohioans should believe that Ohio belongs high on the list. Florida is certainly up there. Really, the entire Southeast as a whole should probably get nuked. I feel like we would be better without them. Florida, you know, those states like Mississippi, Alabama. I feel like we'd be way better without Texas. Shoot. Get rid of them now. I feel like Octi likes Eminem because we're both white and from Michigan. Have we told you 20 times that I'm not from Michigan? They're jealous. Yeah, no, we're not jealous. The only reason why anyone knows the word Wyoming is because Josh Allen, there's a quote that says he went to a place that doesn't exist. I think... Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by Sauce Gardner. Michael Gallup fumbled it. As I was trying to say, I think Josh Allen played his college ball at like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or something. And that just translates to Wyoming, apparently. I never have said I'm from Michigan. I've never stepped foot in the state of Michigan in my life. Yeah, that's not a fumble. He's down. What is wrong with it? Oh, nothing's wrong with it. It's just fun to make fun of Ohio. I enjoy it. You're going to prove you're from Michigan. If this man says because I root for the Lions, I swear. Oh, he said I'm from Pennsylvania, by the way. Send me a sample of boogers. What? Ohio's just cornfields and billboards about Ohio State. Those billboards better have 4227 written in Sharpie, and I'm not even a Michigan fan yet. I'm allowed to make that joke. 3rd and 5. Tipped. Incomplete. What would your guys' opinion be for me trading for Michael Thomas for your 1st and 2nd? You say that plural. That seems like a bad idea. If it's only for 1 or 2 picks, maybe not. Although I don't even know if Colin will want to do that. Their receiving core is deep, but Michael Thomas is by far their best one. Lions fans must live in... You do not have to root for the team who you're near. That's not a rule. There's no rule in the rule book that says you have to pick the team that you're near. Yeah, I live in the eastern part. Anyone who lives in Philly should be the left. I don't live in the city. So, technically, I'm not from there. I just say that because, like, that's what you say when you're from the suburbs of a big city. It just makes more sense to say you're from there because you kind of are, but you're kind of not. Do you have dementia? What? Yeah, exactly. The point is I live close enough to it to where I can say I'm from there, even though I'm technically not. Another East PA boy. The eastern part of the state clears the rest of the state. There are so many parts of, like, Pennsylvania that I, like, wonder, do they actually exist? Like, what goes on in, like, the central to west part of the state other than, like, Pittsburgh and, I guess, Penn State? What actually goes on around there? Now you can raid my house. Deshaun Hannon a second for Rondell Moore in a fifth. I will probably... I'll get back to you after the stream on that one, because that's not bad. Philly better than Pittsburgh? Facts. There's a place in Maryland called Friends. Is that where Friends University is? I don't know. I hope so. You're in South Jersey. South Jersey's cool. What goes on in North Jersey, though? Thoughts on Gronk retiring? Good for him, because if he kept playing, that really would not be good for his body. Family is all from right outside Philly, a.k.a. Delco. Delco people, I feel like, had their own, like, separate branch of, like, Philly people. Oh, Clowney's in. I didn't even notice. Clowney's hurt. He's not going to get his 29 sacks. What's your address? The Deep South is barbecue and KKK meetings. Yeah, pretty much. And people sleeping with their sisters. What's my mom's phone number? What a fun question. 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9-0. Convinced North Dakota isn't real. That's an interesting one. Because what? Mount Rushmore's in South Dakota. Yeah, what goes on in North Dakota other than North Dakota State football? Ohio better than... No. Nice touchdown for Carolina, though. Was that Deuce? Hold on. Let me go back in the stream. Who was it? It was Deuce in my pants with the touchdown. How is Ohio not a bottom 5 state? Who said it wasn't? What would you do if you got on an unknown... Wow, I don't answer unknown phone numbers. So I don't know how that would happen. Just saw someone naked in public fighting for a frog a few weeks ago. They were probably from Delco. Texas isn't real, I wish. New Jersey better than PA. As long as we say both of them are better than Ohio, you can have New Jersey above Pennsylvania. The second I pop in, Deuce scores a touchdown. That's called perfect timing. Bottom 5 state. I don't have a problem with New York and California. Florida, it's just the people there on crack. Ohio, yeah. Texas is probably number 1. You're from Montana. Does Montana exist either? All other 48 U.S. states better than Texas. Yes, absolutely. Texas and Florida at the bottom, and no one can tell me otherwise. What would you do if you got on a call and it said... Again, I don't answer random phone numbers. Pennsylvania is both the Steelers and Eagles fans. They're a bottom 5 state. If that's your reasoning, then I can't argue with it. Although, as I've always said, I think Eagles fans or Philadelphia sports fans in general get a bad rap. 3rd and 6. Allen with a prayer, and it's incomplete. Florida feels like a more fun vacation place than Texas. Like, what is there to do in Texas? It's just scorching. At least Florida's kind of fun. Every single time there's some crazy news headline, it's somebody from Florida. Exactly. There was a man in underwear running down my neighborhood screaming 3 weeks ago. Oh, as I learned in my trip in Maryland last weekend, Maryland is a weird place. There were some weird people down there. Especially the parents who had their kid on the leash. For those who aren't in the main server, you missed on the fun story where I saw a kid on a leash at the Orioles game. Convinced I'm smarter than both Texas and Florida. I think Hector is smarter than them. So let's not. We don't have to say you. We don't have to shoot that low for the stars. We can say Hector's smarter than them, and it would be true. Marcus Davenport's hurt too? Both of these teams lost their best pass rushers. Need to do a meetup at an Orioles. Well, unfortunately, I'm not in Baltimore every weekend. So, although that'd be fun, but kids on leashes aren't that uncommon. Yeah, probably because that's an Ohio thing. Keep your weird stuff in Ohio. But I've never seen a kid on a leash until last weekend. And I don't plan on seeing one ever again. It's normal here in Mexico for parents to have their leashes on their kids. Is this actually like a common thing? If you go up to a Phillies game, you're texting you so we can meet, and why would Hector be jealous of all people though? We should all fly to Arizona or wherever Hector is. We should all take a group picture and then leave, and don't invite Hector. That sounds like a really good idea. Just on vacation. Okay. I was going to say, that would be an Ohio type thing to do. Once saw a goat eat a baby chicken alive. What? Now, why would Dan eat a baby chicken? We'll meet up and play OFL football game and pick teams. That'd be a lot of flights for people, though. That'd be fun, don't get me wrong. Although, you guys would all lose. Dan isn't a goat. He's the goat. I apologize. He's the goat. Why did Aaron... This guy did not just say Aaron Rodgers is a goat. Way to wrestle for... It's a shame that Cole Beasley only wrestles for balls and doesn't wrestle for common sense, if you know what I mean. You thought it'd be funny? It was not funny. Spin the wheel to determine the winners. That sounds like the most unfair idea ever. That'd be fun if we did that one week, though. We had a wheel to determine the winners. But that would be mean. What if I don't live in Delco. I live near it. Oh, Cole Kmet. Why did I think you had Cole Beasley? Okay, that explains a lot. Never mind. Cole Kmet actually can play football. I just saw that he was white. I should have assumed that since Cole Kmet's big and Cole Beasley isn't. What if with a Week 18 stream was just us spinning a wheel and the wheel determined who made the playoffs? Deuce has 2 touchdowns today. Deuce is kind of a baller. Who needs Clyde Edwards-Helaire when you've got Deuce in my pants? Who cares that he had like 2 yards of carry last week? He can play. Josh Allen can also play as he launches it off his back foot. Again, incomplete. You should have your parents leave for a cruise and fly. You know how much money that would be? Imagine missing out on the playoffs because of a wheel. That seems like the exact way that Apple would miss the playoffs. It would be by a wheel. News, Dan eats 5 baby chickens and an apple. Is it our apple? Please. Please, because he is a Florida man. We don't need him here. He is ascending to his true form now. Imagine Nick determines the winner of Survivor on a wheel. Damn. That'd be mean. You're not 6'5" and run a 4.2. The 245 is a different story. Drag him. Imagine if Hector joined Survivor. I would hope that he would stay, just for how weird that would be. How do you feel about you being... You're down to 5 again? I didn't realize you only had 5 left. I thought there was more. Well, hot damn. Octi casually promoting... When did I promote cannibalism? When did I say cannibalism's cool? You heard it here first. Bacher's trading his entire team if he's 8-1 in week 9 because it isn't 3-4, 4-5, or 4-4. Lord knows he can't be 9-0 because they already lost. Octi has views regarding being against Mongolian children. Okay. Apparently I have views that don't like Mongolian children. Find the picture of Michael Jordan that says F those kids and Photoshop my face on it and like put a little arrow and add Mongolian. There you go. Apparently that's me. Kansas City's very close. They have it up at 1. Fly out, take a group photo right in front of Hector's house, and then send it to Hector. Hector sees it and he's like, you guys didn't invite me. That's exactly how he would say it to him. You guys want... The last thing I want would be your address. Nice touchdown for Marlon Mack. The Chiefs are within 4. Carolina does have 3 timeouts, though. You didn't say at least, though. That's true. Husker ain't wrong. Although, I don't think the Beats are going to go 8-1. Just a little hunch. But other than that, Husker ain't wrong. Casually drops his address. And watch it casually be in Mongolia after all this time. No one 6'5", 245 running a 4.2 flat would be here right now. What if I'm 6'5", 245 and run a 4.2 flat? And I'm here. We take a picture by Hector's house. We dance like his personality. What is his personality like? Not the brightest? How do we dance not the brightest? I'm very intrigued by this idea now. Who was he trying to throw it to there? He literally threw it in between 2 receivers. He's 13 for 15, though. Bryce Young's playing really well. Maybe Nick's Bryce Young MVP prediction doesn't look too bad. There's another nice throw. They should probably call a timeout. All over the place. There you go. I hope that's not your address. That's all I'm going to say. He said pull up. Yeah, what happens when I pull up and your parents call the cops on me? What happens then? No more OFL, guys. I got arrested for stalking one of our coaches. 2nd and 10. Wow, he literally threw that right in between 2 defenders. That was an awesome throw. They're out of timeouts. They should probably just go for the end. Or if they don't go out of bounds, which wouldn't be... Oh, they're just going to kick. Oh, there's 3 seconds. I thought there was more time. Yeah, just kick here. What DJ is to Octi, OFL Bryce Young is to me. Bryce Young is actually, like, really, really good, though. DJ has flashes of being really, really good and isn't. Why do we do a no huddle to burn 10 seconds and then call a timeout? I've seen Madden do that 100 times, so I really don't question it, but I don't know why Madden does it. Madden just loves not knowing what to do with the clock. Bryce Young channeling his inner Dan. Except Bryce Young's team is winning. Oh! The Chiefs start off with the ball. They're only down by 7. In the first game we saw today, the better team lost. So, if the Chiefs can get something going here, they do have Josh Allen. Do you want the address of where I buy groceries? Does Hector buy groceries, or do your parents do because you're young? Sure. Good answer. You did. Creep! It was a desert. That's not really a surprise. Rate your house. I didn't look it up. I'm kind of doing something. I'm kind of streaming right now, if you can't tell. I'll give it a 4. How about that? I don't know what it looks like. It's a shed in a desert. Is that the shed that Denmark stayed in for 24 hours to create our boy Dan? If we lose to Cobra, I'm going to be pissed. The Black Knights are good this year, or so I think. They won week 1. They did good in our preseason sims, so maybe they'll be good. It's probably a 10 out of 10 shed, though. I know you're not. It was a joke. I know you're not Denmark. Denmark is Denmark. Wait, so Denmark had to stay in a shed for 24 hours, but you stay in a shed 24/7, 365. Shouldn't that mean Hector's really good? Do I have to make Hector an all 99 now? Because apparently, if you stay in sheds in this league, your players are really good. Do we want your phone? No. Watch someone call you now. That'd be a little bit funny. Chiefs end up getting stopped. They've ran it 7 times. Only stayed in it 2024. It's the same thing. Oh, what a punt! Our first what a punt of the year by a guy who has some nice hairs. It's down by the 6. We don't have an AC. I'm sorry about that. Coming soon, Tan's little brother, Patrick, the wide receiver. Hope you're enjoying light mode, by the way. You still... When do you have to go off of light mode for Patrick to be created? Is it Saturday? Looked it up on my phone, and it actually looks nice. Is it as nice as Denmark's shed? Because those pictures made his shed look like a mansion. You guys want my best friend's house? Don't tell them my address. I'm obviously kidding, but... Oh, it's going great. Glad you're having fun. Or his new little bro, Alan. Oh, there's another one? Thursday for Patrick, Saturday for Jack Jackson. That's right. It's not even a shed, it's a normal house. That place literally looks like a house. I am jealous that our shed is just a shack with, like, ants in it. Hector does not have friends. Damn. What would you do if I DM'd you and thought it was my depth chart, but it's all your info? I mean, if Apple can find out my entire life story, why can't you? Alan, A is for how amazing he is. Oh, wow. Alan must be the real deal. Oh, Hector's house is 1 square foot. How do we know that's actually Hector's house and he didn't put a random address in there? I mean, if anyone is going to tell everybody their address, it would 100% be Hector. So, there you go. 3rd and 4. Denmark put the pictures of his shed somewhere in the server, but it's like a legitimately nice... It looks like a garage more than a shed. Why would I pull up a random address? Why would you tell everybody your real address? That's a better question. Probably bigger than... Yeah, it's bigger. It looked... According to the picture, it looked bigger than my room. Panthers are moving it slowly but surely, quite efficiently here. They haven't had any big plays on this drive. Jalen Tolbert, 69 yards. Nice. Was that our boy? No, Deuce is 13. I don't know who 11 is. Oh, that's Tolbert again. You guys want to see my Mexico... Why would you go south for the summer? That sounds kind of like a bad idea. Wouldn't you want to go north where it's cooler for the summer? Isn't that how this works? There's Mr. Justin Jefferson to the 19. Oh, hey, my guy. Do you think we have the offense and decent defense enough to beat Washington? I mean, any team can win any game. I would say you guys in Washington are pretty even, so I could see that game going either way. Well, I think Washington on paper is better because they have the tied for highest rating in the league, but according to our preseason simulations, they might not be as good as they should be. My shed is worth more than an octave. Well, considering I don't own a house, by default, you would be correct. Okay, he was just trying to get intercepted there. Carolina's still going to make it a two-score game with the field goal, assuming they make it, which with a superstar kicker, I think they have Justin Tucker. They should, and they do. So now Carolina leads 20-10. Didn't the Panthers start the year off really well last year, too? And then they kind of fell off a little bit. Although I think this year, they're going to be better. When you have Deuce in my pants on your team, you're automatically going to be better. Josh Allen has been very average today, and he was very average in Week 1 too. They won, but Josh Allen has not looked all that impressive so far this year. Josh Allen's been pretty mediocre throughout all of OFL 22. Partly last year because of the injury. Why don't you mind your own business about how we started last year? It's called the past for a reason. You're not wrong. This year is this year, last year is last year. I think you guys are going to be better this year. But I figured I would remind everybody. I was talking about the OFL Panthers, but the real-life Panthers also started 3-0, and they also fell off. So the OFL Panthers and the real-life Panthers, I guess, have some similarities, minus one of them doesn't have a total idiot at head coach, and the other is the real-life Carolina Panthers. I'm kidding, obviously. Or maybe I'm not. Oh, did I miss the cool catch? Yeah, I only missed the cool plays. I need to see that in the stream again. Yeah, that catch was awesome, and of course I missed it. Why do I only miss the cool plays? Don't you guys want me to miss it, though? Because that means a cool play is going to happen. Because whenever I'm not looking in the game, something good happens. Now that I leaked my address, it's your turn. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Go take a shower. Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but there you go. Touch grass. No, what if I don't want to? Josh Allen was asking for trouble. Team D, maybe when I cover somebody. I think they're taking lessons from the Browns on how to play defense. Or lessons on how to get the coaches to snort crack before the game. The Chiefs bring you within 3 with a touchdown. I'm not gonna rob everything of value in Hector's house because there's just nothing of value. You can't tell me to touch grass because we don't have any. You're not wrong. Has Hector ever seen snow? That's a good question. Have you ever seen snow, Hector? Carolina's got to be smart here in the last 6 minutes. Again, in week 1, the Ravens outplayed the Browns, and Cleveland won the game. So, Carolina's got to run the ball well, although their main focus today has been on passing, and it's working because Bryce Young is playing out of his mind. There's Deuce in my pants with a good gain of 12, continuing his very strong performance. He's been really good. Octi, eat water and drink cheese. Okay, I'll do that. Only because you said it in all caps. Reggie, you're stealing my heart right now. I don't know where it says Reggie in his YouTube name, but okay. Never seen a hurricane, though. Yeah, because you don't find hurricanes west of the Mississippi River. So, I would hope you would have never seen a hurricane. He is 69 yards. Nice. 69 yards for Deuce. Okay, now it's 3rd and 7. I would probably throw the ball here. Well, they throw it, although a screen wouldn't have been the best idea. Remember Sandy? I don't think we had like a real Halloween that year. That's what I remember I was upset about. Because, you know, what else is an 8, 9-year-old kid going to be upset about with a hurricane? But, yeah, I remember we didn't really have Halloween that year. And I think the year before, during Halloween, I was, like, super sick. So, did they just kick a field goal? Doink! Why would they kick? That would have been a 66-yard field goal, which would be a record. And he almost made it. Would you rather see me or Omni in my living room? I would rather see a lot of things over Omni in my living room. I don't think I would want to see him. Did I make Boatwell the starter? I'll do that after the game, unless he doesn't want that. Does he want that? EA said, wait a minute, Huskers winning? Allow me in to introduce myself. 3rd and inches, they got to convert here, though, and they do. Barely. That'd be quite ironic if the better team today lost in both games. We had a crazy ending in week 1. We could be in store for another one here in week 2. Josh Allen heaves it for the end zone. It's tipped, incomplete. They've thrown a lot of deep passes, and other than that really good catch that I missed, they haven't really been successful. Can I move Curtis to 3 and Jameson to 2? I can do that after week 2. Although, don't you want Jameson at 3 because he's like perfect there? That almost looked like he was past the line of scrimmage. I guess he wasn't. 2-minute warning. The Carolina Panthers have been significantly the better team today, but just like the Ravens in week 1, they're in serious danger of losing this game. A reminder that Devontae Smith is him. He is him. Why would you do that field goal? Because Madden is dumb. That's why. Jameson doesn't get as many throws, though. Well, he gets all of his snaps in the slot. So if he's rated higher than Curtis Samuel, and you did your depth chart based on their ratings, or I don't even know if you guys put in your depth chart, but Can we watch who do the Broncos play week 3? If it's a good game, I'll put it on the poll because I do really want to see Denver. I want to see what Andy Morrison Jr. can do. You won the World Series 4 in 7 years. You outdid the real Giants. Jamison Crowder is not 6'3". He's like 5'9", 5'10". Why is Carolina not calling a timeout? Yeah, they have all 3 timeouts, but they could have saved 40 seconds. That seems really stupid. So if the Chiefs make the field goal and tie it, why would they not call time? That is odd. Name a bigger rivalry in sports than Husker and EA. Name a bigger rivalry in sports than half of the coaches in the league at EA, with Husker at the top of that list. Why are they running it? So do they just not even want to try to score? Oh, now they're going no huddle when they had 3 timeouts. What is this clock management? What are they trying to accomplish? As Chris Jones gets a sack. That might have been the dumbest sequence, coaching-wise, from an OFL team in the past minute I've ever seen. And we just watched a full game of the OFL Browns, and they have a lot of those. I don't even think the OFL Browns could think of something like that. To just not call a timeout with a minute and a half to go, and then choose not to try to score. When you could have had a minute 30 and 2 timeouts. Tails never fails. Well, at least Carolina's tried. Tails never fails except for the 20% of the time that it does. Fighting EA devs. Who wants to pull up with me? I feel like every coach in the entire league would gladly pull up with you. With pitchforks and torches and everything. So now the Chiefs can win the game. If they score a touchdown, they can finish it off here with a 6-minute overtime period. We really have... I don't know if we've had any ties in OFL 22. None that I can think of. We almost had one the very first game of OFL 22, but as we know, the Lions launched that Hail Mary against Bakker's Beats 2 seasons ago, so that didn't quite happen. Free Bryce Young. Reminder that the Guardians are 1 game back at the AL Central and have a 3-game set versus the first-place Twins. It's kind of sad when we play in the worst division in baseball and we're still as garbage as we are. So it went to over... Yes, you missed the Carolina Panthers not knowing what to do with the clock while you watered your plants. Oh, it's intercepted! Nice catch! I thought he was for sure going to drop that. Just like every defensive player does. But he was able to hold on. Roquan Smith with the pick. So now all Carolina needs is a field goal. So the Panthers might win this game after all of that. And with Justin Tucker, they just got to position themselves for a kick and not turn the ball over. Seems like they're trying to run the ball early, which is smart. Okay, maybe you should throw it here, just to make sure you're in field goal range. You were listening, not looking to it. Okay, so you kind of got to enjoy the sequence of the Carolina Panthers thinking there was 6 minutes left on the clock when there was 1. As they get the first. Roquan Smith had a case of Jamar Chase disease for a second. Just like the Jamar Chase play, after it was bobbled, the defensive player caught it. And just like Jamar Chase, Roquan Smith's team is now in position to win. Oh, there's only 3 minutes left. They are really taking this chewing the clock thing seriously. Second and 6. Solid play for Jefferson to the 11. Don't chew, eat. So they want to eat the clock instead. Yeah, we'll say that. They want to eat it. Young, nearly in the end zone. I don't know why they had to go out of bounds, but they have it at the 3, so it doesn't really matter. They should be able to punch it in here. We want Deuce in my pants to get the walk-on. Not Bryce Young. Not any of the receivers. Give it to Deuce. Let him finish the game. Deuce in my pants. Walks it off. I don't know why you guys had to keep going for the touchdown. I guess the Panthers wanted Deuce to finish it. Which, if that's the case, then cool. This game better hurry up. Got to go to practice soon. Well, now you're good. So the Panthers beat the Chiefs 26-20 in overtime. We got treated to two very fun games to start the year. Bryce Young was quite good. Josh Allen was pretty mid. Deuce in my pants. He was really impressive. Marlon Mack was not really impressive. Justin Jefferson and Jalen Tolbert played well. Who had the really nice catch by the Chiefs? That was probably their longest play. This Emmett Barton guy is really good. He had 100 yards last week. I don't even know who he is. When did he get drafted? I don't know what round he got picked in. Bryce Young and Deuce in my pants beat the Chiefs and the EA devs. Time to lose. Who do we play again? I'll show the week 2 schedule so everybody can be reminded, because I don't remember. We play Atlanta. Okay, we probably should win that. There's one game missing. I don't know who it is, but if you're the game that's missing from the screen because EA only shows 15 games for whatever reason, your team is cool. Deuce in my pants leads the league in rushing, by the way. I mean, he played 2 games and everybody else played 1, but fix the Falcons quarterback depth chart. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, Jared Goff is technically lower with morale. Why would they not start Boatwell? I'm sure if Bubba remembered to fix his depth chart, he would have had Boatwell there. All right, time to sim. Do not let me lose to Brady Boatwell, please. That would not be ideal. The Wizards, after getting murdered in Week 1, beat the Diablos here in Week 2, 35-24. The top 2 seeds in the AFC last year. After struggling in his first game, Patrick Mahomes plays a lot better here. Baker Mayfield was pretty blah. Dalvin Cook was good. Dalvin Cook was really good. Bryce Young, MVP, Deuce in my pants, Rookie of the Year. Well, it's kind of hard to beat Dan for Rookie of the Year, but Deuce can get second. The Jets might actually be really bad. They lose to the Dolphins 35-9. Elijah Chisholm did not play well. Well, I mean, as we know, the Jets start off horrible each year. So maybe this is the Jets starting off 1-4, and they're going to finish 10-7 again. That's what they've done the last 2 years. So the Jets starting the year off really badly. This shouldn't be surprising. This is what they do. The Jets choose to come alive in Week 6. Shaq Barrett, 2.5 sacks. He's back. Oh, we're 2-0. Would you look at that? The Vikings beat the Falcons. 208 rushing yards. Hello, Najee. Malik Willis was good, too. 5 sacks. Yeah, Najee Harris was quite good. This is why I traded Antonio Gibson. This is why I gave up a lot with Gibson to get Najee Harris. Chris Godwin played very well. Who covered him? Whoever covered him did not have a good day. 2 sacks for Mack and Garrett. And Cam Curl with an interception. I almost traded him earlier today, so good on you, Cam. Deuce in my pants, better than Deuce in my pants is better than everybody. It's Deuce, then Najee, then everybody else. Washington beats the Shamrocks despite a late fourth quarter comeback from Dublin. Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson were both quite solid. 2 touchdowns each for Josh Jacobs and Jonathan Taylor. Jarrett Stearns has had 2 really good games in a row. Raheem Childress did too. The Shamrocks completely tore down their receiving core, and these new guys clearly aren't too bad. Terrace Marshall, who they got earlier today from London, he's for wide receiver 1. The Niners, after scoring 31 in Week 1, score 3. The New England Patriots might be pretty good this year. They've had 2 consecutive blowouts. Lawrence was Rodgers was not He was bad. Damian Harris scores 3 times. So New England might be the team to beat in the East, unless the Jets have their annual Week 6 turnaround again. The Giants beat the Ravens 24-21. So the Ravens narrowly lose again, although Dan played well again. Very similar numbers to Week 1 for Dan. Mac Jones was good. Zach Pascal, 8 for 184. Would it be unreasonable to say that Zach Pascal's the best receiver in the OFL? I really don't think there's an argument against that. Got to cover a baseball game tonight. Well, have fun, Husker. Imagine not being 2-0. Imagine having a loss. Like, let's be real. Imagine having a loss. This man did not just say Dan is overrated. We don't disrespect Dan. Hey, the Huskies are 2-0. They've scored 74 points through 2 games. Their offense might be good. Oh! Huh. Okay. Hector, he played pretty well. I'm not going to hear the end of it. Well, at least I'm not the Bears. Juju and Crowder both played well. So Cam Jordan had 4 sacks. So I guess Toronto's offensive line still blows. But other than that, they appear to be a lot better. The Jags lose to the Beats 28-13. So the Jags start off 0-2. The Beats are 1-1. Joe Burrow played pretty well. C.J. Stroud has looked pretty bad so far. Bijan Robinson and Derrick Henry had pretty similar numbers. Kerry McCoy, the rookie, had a good game. So did Odell Beckham III. What is Hector's overall? He's probably like, I think, high 70s. I want to say 78, 79 in the ballpark. The Lions get the first win of the year. They beat the Bison 38-28. Both quarterbacks played really well. Deshaun Watson and Jeff Sims were both quite good. Sims had a much lower completion percentage, though, but they both were really good. Eckler and Moss both had a really good game on the ground for Detroit. George Kittle scored twice, so did De'Ami Brown. C.J. Mosley with 2 sacks. That's a weird one. Obviously, the Panthers won. New England won. The Pioneers are 2-0, and the Broncos are 0-2. Imagine if Denver doesn't make the playoffs after how well they did in the preseason sims. Jerome Diggs was really good. Threw for 4 touchdowns. Andy Morrison Jr. was also really good. So even though Denver's 0-2, it's not for a lack of good play from their rookie quarterback. Opinions on the Husky season so far. Congrats on being in the 2-0 club, I guess. I don't know. You guys are pretty good. Devin Duvernay and Kyle Pitts are both also pretty good. Hector is the better ASU quarterback. Well, who is he up against? What other ASU quarterbacks are there? The Rams lose to Seattle, 21-35. Both teams are now 1-1. Dan or Andy? I have to go with Dan, but Andy Morrison Jr. has been good through 2 weeks. Even though his team hasn't won, he has been quite good. Kyler and DJ were both pretty solid. Did the Cardinals? I don't think we've seen the Cardinals game yet. Keenan Allen was very good for the Seahawks. 2 sacks for Zadarius Smith. What should you think for being 0-2? Honestly, if I was you guys, I really wouldn't be all that upset because you know that Dan is really good. So since we're 2 weeks into the year, I really wouldn't worry about it. And you lost 2 close games, and you played really well in the watch game. I thought you were better than Cleveland. Jack Jackson went to... Well, yeah, but obviously Hector's better than him. Of course. The Saints beat the Bucs in overtime, 34-28. Trey Lance, he's been really good through 2 weeks. Derek Carr, after a really good week 1, was not as good here. Devontae Adams with another very good game. The Tigers, their offense has been unsurprisingly really good. They beat the Aviators 38-20. Tom Brady's been very good through 2 weeks. Carson Strong was a little bit better, although that doesn't really say much. McCaffrey played pretty well again. Jameson Williams, of course, was good. Don't disrespect the handoff, God. He hands off better than Hector. How about that? The Bats lose to the Cardinals in overtime, 37-31. I was going to say, oh, you guys are talking smack about Justin Fields, but he didn't even play all that well. He was outperformed by Dak Prescott. So how did Arizona win? I mean, Fields ran it well. Gronk with 11 for 142 and 2. I think everybody in the NFC West is 1-1. So, perfectly balanced as all things should be. We saw the Bears, right? Yeah, they lost to Toronto. The Beats obviously won. The Bison lost. The Browns are 2-0. Would you look at that, Nick? They beat the Black Knights 35-28. So Cleveland's defense is still bad, but the offense might be turning it around. Russell Wilson and Jordan Love were both good. Clearly, Jordan Love's injury didn't cause him to miss any starts. Aaron Jones scores twice. A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith all played quite well. And then on defense, Javon Kinlaw's been quite good. Oh, I'm an idiot. My bad. Why did I think they won? I saw the W, and I saw the word Browns, and that's why I got confused. I'm stupid. So the Black Knights are 2-0. Would you look at that? They won, what, 5 games last year? So the Madden prediction simulations were clearly right about London being good. And apparently I'm blind. That's everybody. So Cleveland's defense really is back from last year. They allowed 35. Players of the week, Hector Estrada Jr., Patrick Mahomes, Cam Jordan, and Xavier Howard. I feel like a lot of teams are 1-1. So how many teams are 2-0? The Tigers, the Panthers, the Pioneers, the Patriots, the Black Knights, the Huskies, and the Vikings. The 0-2 teams, we've got the Jaguars, the Ravens, the Jets, the Bears, the Falcons, the Broncos, and the Aviators. By division, AFC North, Browns and Shamrocks are both 1-1. The Tigers lead the South. The Patriots lead the East. And the Pioneers lead the West. In the NFC, we've got the Huskies and the Vikings at 2-0. Our defense has been really good this year. The Panthers lead the South. The Black Knights lead the East, and the NFC West is perfectly balanced as all things should be. Alright, so we'll look at the injuries. We'll take a look. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 weeks for the next stream or 4, so we're just going to look at the next 4 weeks just in case. Laviska Shenault broke his ribs. When did that happen? Because he had that really nice catch, didn't he? Huh, that's not good. The Falcons with a plethora of injuries, including one of our user players, John Omega. Tyson Campbell broke his ribs. Leonard Williams dislocated his ankle. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still out for another week. Although at this point, Deuce in my pants might need to be the full-time starter. Henry Ruggs tore his labrum. Good thing I have 5 really good receivers, to where that's not really an issue. Xavier McKinley, torn bicep. Kyle Pitts, broken thumb. And that's everybody. Okay, so really not many big long-term injuries, which is good. Should you have optimism? Yeah, your team hasn't been all that bad. Week 3, Cardinals-Pats isn't that bad. Wizards-Bison. Seahawks-Lions. Beat Dolphins. Jags-Tigers. Panthers-Huskies. The Huskies are 2-0. Broncos-Falcons. Vikings-Niners. Week 4, Wizards beats Cleveland-New England. Atlanta-Carolina. Salt Lake City-OKC. Lions-Huskies. Giants-Washington. Denver-New Orleans. Seattle-Arizona. Rams-Niners. Dublin-London. The European teams. Oh, the Browns played Ravens already again in Week 5. Wow, that's early. And then here is Week 6. So I'm not sure if we're going to do 2 games or 4 next stream. I'll figure that out. I think the next stream is probably going to be Thursday. It probably won't be that late in the day Thursday, because I think the NBA draft starts at 8, I think. So I would make sure it's done well before 8. But other than that, I'm not really sure what the plan is. So that's going to wrap up the stream. Weeks 1 and 2 in the books. Fun start to the year. We had 2 really exciting games. So, yeah. We'll be back probably on Thursday for the next 2 or maybe 4 weeks.